Hey everyone, I am Nixie and we are back with another manga video which I am super excited about. So I've read quite a lot since we've done our last video of this, as I'm not going to go through everything because I'll just be here forever. So I'm just going to do what I recommend, what I've really enjoyed sort of like since our last video. So yeah, make sure that you grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's go through some manga. So just before we start, I am going to butcher probably all the names in these manga, just FYI, so apologies there, but hey ho. But yeah, so the first one actually is what I've been kind of disappointed about. So this is one where lots of people were going on about it, saying how good it was, how much that they were kind of shocked by the contents of it. So that sort of like piqued my interest, and I thought, do you know what, I'll pick it up, see what it's all about. And I was a little bit disappointed. So that's Fire in His Fingertips. So I bought 1 and 2. The storyline doesn't have like a lot of plots and a lot of like dimension to it, which makes it for a pretty light read. It's not too taxing on the brain, you can get through it pretty quickly, but it is mainly smut. Which I kind of knew from what people were saying and stuff, so you know, that is what it is. But it is literally just mainly smut. So this is about Suman. He's a firefighter and he has been like childhood friends with Ryo, who she sort of like tries to set him up with like her colleagues, friends that she knows, but he's actually interested in her. And so at the very beginning, a fire breaks out at Ryo's apartment, and Suma very kindly lets her stay at his house. So it's about them. Like I say, it's mainly them just doing the dirty 90% of the time. But yeah, if you just want something that is sort of light read, smart, then sure, pick it up, go for it. I believe volumes 3 and 4 are also up for pre-order. Just don't expect like a really in-depth storyline with like lots of things happening and lots of layers or anything like that. It's light read. Okay, so with that out the way, my main manga genres that I like is shonen and BL. So that's basically what we're going to be looking at. So we'll start off with some shonen, and this one took me by surprise. So this is KG number 8. The second one I got early release. It wasn't supposed to be out till the end of April, I think. So I was super happy to get this in the mail the other day. This is a great series. This would also be really good as an anime. So hopefully in the future, once more volumes come out, they do decide to produce it in an anime. It's great. So this is set in Japan, and there's these like monsters called kaijus. Again, butchering it, sorry. Kaijus are these like monsters that appear in Japan, and there's 2 teams that go out to fight these. So you've got the extermination team, which go and kill them, and then you've got the cleanup team, which go and clean up the monsters' dead bodies. So this is about Kafka, again butchering. He is actually on the cleanup team, and on the extermination team is his childhood friend. She is like the top of the top. She is the number 1 sort of like killing machine, and he made a promise to her when they were younger that they were both going to grow up to be on the extermination team, and that they were going to stand together and be the best killing machines that there are in Japan. However, Kafka ended up on the cleaning team. He's a little bit older now, but he still has that dream to be an exterminator rather than on the cleaning team. So there's an incident that happened that led him to end up at the hospital, and in the hospital he ended up undergoing a bizarre incident that actually led him to turning into a kaiju himself. So it's about his story, his work colleague, which this is him here. So it's about their adventure against the fight against Keijus and trying to get on the extermination team rather than cleanup team. I was not expecting this to be as funny as what it was. Kafka, he is hilarious. He is such a drama queen, and like it actually, especially this first volume, had me like laughing out loud. I love anything that can make me laugh. So this was really good. Great action as well. Great storyline. Lots of stuff happening in the second one as well. I'm super excited to see where this goes. Leaves a little bit on a cliffhanger. So I am super excited for the third volume to come out, which is available for pre-order as well. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. Just go and pick it up. You won't regret it. If you love action, if you love comedy, this is a great book. The author did say in the second volume that he's hoping to do 5 volumes. I hope it goes on longer than 5 volumes. Like, yeah, it definitely has potential to go on for longer than that. So yeah, that is one that I've been super excited about. So another one that's sort of like I've really enjoyed, which is a new release, is Mars Red. So I've got volumes 1 and shiny volumes 1 and 2, which has just come out. I have a real soft spot for vampires. I love vampires. Give me everything vampires. They are amazing. So anything with vampire storyline, I'm like, yes, give it to me. So this is about a team goes out on a mission and unfortunately gets wiped out. However, two of the members that were in the mission, they got bitten by vampires that were being transported. They were feral vampires, and they survived and ended up turning into vampires themselves. They get drafted in to be part of this secret team called Code Zero, which is basically going out and hunting these feral vampires to either try and recruit them or to kill them, basically. So they don't obviously just kill needlessly the human population. It's really good. It's kind of a bit sad in places. It's a roller coaster of emotions, really. So there's also this woman, Io. She was actually really close friends with Sutra, who was one of the people that got turned into the vampire. So she gets told that he's dead, and she doesn't really believe it. And then she ends up seeing him, or she thinks that she's seen him. So she's actually like a reporter. So she is going to investigate what the hell is happening and to try and obviously find her friend. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in this that we don't quite know the full story yet. So it's very interesting. Third volume's up for pre-order as well. It's very good. I love the artwork on these as well. The artwork is really, really nice. It's very well drawn as well. The pacing of it is really nice as well. It's quite a lot of action, quite a lot of stuff happening. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see more of the background of the other vampires that are part of this Code Zero team as well, and see sort of like how they got turned and survived, because not everyone survives if they get bitten by a vampire. So I'm super excited for the next volume in this. So this is another one that I highly recommend. Definitely go and check it out. Okay, so we've got a bit of fantasy for our next manga. So this is The Haunted Bookstore Gateway to a Parallel Universe. It's a bit of a mouthful. So this is this light novel of this, which I believe possibly the third light novel is coming out. But they've also released a manga as well. Like, how pretty is this cover? Like, I love purple anyway as well, but it's such a pretty cover. So this is about Corey, which is this lady here. So she works sort of like in the spirit realm, but she can come between the spirit realm and the mortal realm. She works at a bookstore, and then one day this mysterious guy ends up coming through into the spirit realm. He's a bit injured, and he says that he's actually an exorcist, and he's come to get revenge, basically. So yeah, this was a bit of a slow burn when I was reading it. I was like, am I interested in this, or am I not? Am I reading it for the sake of reading it? So it's a bit of a slow start, but as it sort of gets going, it opens up like a lot of questions, actually. The characters are really nice in it. It's kind of like just a gentle manga, if that makes sense, but I'm definitely intrigued to see where it goes. There's some sad bits sort of towards the end in this first volume. So he's, like I say, he is looking for revenge on Spirit, so I'm intrigued to find out more about like why he's looking to get revenge, and more about what Kaori is doing in the spirit realm. She's very friendly with a lot of the spirits, and it's kind of opening this guy's eyes to what spirits are actually like. So I have pre-ordered the second one. I can't remember when it's coming out. I've explained it very poorly. But yeah, this is also like a light read, but there is lots of layers, lots of levels to the story, and definitely opportunities to explore different aspects in the storyline. You get to meet some interesting characters as well along the way, which I'm looking forward to seeing more of. So yeah, a bit of a fantasy one. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to our BL section now, which I've got quite a lot of. That I've read. So the first one is one of my TikTok mutuals. She rants and raves about this manga, so I had to pick it up, had to check it out, and that's Our Dining Table. So this is by Yutaka, which is this guy here. He has difficulty socializing, especially eating in front of other people, so it means that he doesn't really go out to socialise with like his colleagues. He doesn't really have any friends either. And one day he's eating at the park and he meets Tane, which is this little guy who is an absolute cutie, and Minoru, which is his older brother. So Minoru looks after Tane quite a lot. Unfortunately, their mother isn't around, and the dad is busy with work and obviously trying to sustain the family. So yeah, so this chance encounter leads these guys to invite Yutaka over for dinner, and they start to socialise, they bond. And it's just such a wholesome little story. It's a one shot, so done and dusted in one volume. It is kind of chunky though, but it's such a wholesome story. It's really sweet, it's really fun. The characters are all, they've got such personalities. It's not explicit either, so if you're new to BL, I'd recommend something like this. This is a great introduction to that. And it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. I can't say much more than that, so I'm glad that I picked this one up, and I recommend this as well. Okay, so next we have the start of 10 Count, which I've been trying to get a hold of this for ages. Like, so I've got one which was out of stock for the longest time, finally back in stock, which was what I was waiting for. 2, and then 3. So this is about Shirantani. He is someone who has OCD and he's germaphobe, and he's fairly extreme case. He wears gloves. He's constantly disinfecting things around him. He will not eat at any restaurants, and he really struggles with that, but he's sort of come to accept it, that that's who he is. He's not going to change, he's not going to be able to get better. So a chance encounter with Karus, which is this guy. Karus notices straight away that that Shiratani, he notices straight away that he's got OCD and that he's a germaphobe, and he reaches out and offers him help because he's actually a counsellor. So he's actually a counsellor, so he offers him help like off the books. So he takes him to a cafe and goes through things, and he tells him to write a list 1 to 10 and to fill things in what he feels is impossible for him to do. So 1 being like something that he feels he can't do but is attainable, and it gets harder as he goes down the list. So Sorrentina, he fills out this list. He leaves number 10 blank. We don't know what that is yet. And so basically it's about them, their relationship. They're trying to help Shiratani overcome his OCD a little bit, but he ends up falling for him, which obviously is a lot to take in for Shiratani, that this Caruso is suddenly falling in love with him. Like, what is he supposed to do? Does he have an alternative motive with like helping him out? So it's about their relationship so far. Volumes 4, 5 and 6, it's not in stock, but I've heard that sort of around June time that they should be back in stock, which I'm eager to see where this story goes. That is volumes 1 to 6 complete. I feel like this creator has written the role of having OCD quite well, very well in fact, with all the anxiety as well that goes along with it, like being out, trying to interact with people, trying to interact just with places as well, like how difficult that is and how difficult that can be for someone. So I think it's very well written so far, and I definitely recommend it. It's got some explicit content in it, sort of as you get into 2 and 3, volume 2 and 3. So just FYI there, so it is a mature read. Obviously it deals with mature themes as well. So we have another one shot for our next one. This is Secret XXX. Again, I've waited ages for this to come back in stock. So this is the prequel to, well, the first publishing from this creator before Therapy Game and Therapy Game Restart. So this was their publishing before that. So this is about Shohei, which is this guy here, and Mita. So Shohei, his family grew up with lots of dangerous animals in the house and around the house. So this has led him to grow up absolutely loving all the cutesy, fluffy animals ever, and in particular, he loves bunnies. He is just so smitten with bunnies whenever he sees one. And one day he comes across this shop that Mito owns, and it is just pure bunnies. That's all they do, is they sell, breed bunnies, and he's just like, oh my god, this is heaven. So he ends up doing some volunteer work in the store, but he does have an ulterior motive, because it seems that he's got a bit of a crush on Mito here. However, he can't stay long in the shop because he's actually allergic to bunnies. So it's about them. It's a fun story. I love the artwork of this creator. She creates beautiful artwork. Like the characters are just gorgeous. This story is lots of fun. I love the characters in it as well. Minto, he's a bit of a dark horse. So there's a few other characters as well. The Therapy Game is based on, they appear in this story as well, which is great to obviously like see the connections and stuff. Therapy Game as well, that's a great story from what I've read so far. Still waiting for the second volume of Therapy Game to come back in stock. And then you've got Therapy Game Restart, which I've got volume 1, and volume 2 is coming out in September. But yeah, I love this work from this creator, and I highly recommend it. Like I said, there's some spicy content in it, so mature readers only, but it's lots of fun. Okay, so something that I finished reading last night actually was Hitorojimi Boyfriend and Hitorojimi My Hero 1 through 3. Okay, so we'll start with Boyfriend. So this is the first one to come out. So this is about these two guys on the cover. So this is about Kensuke and Kura. So they actually went to school together, and due to family circumstances, the blonde guy, he actually moved away. So they didn't see each other for 3 years, and it didn't exactly end. Like, their friendship didn't exactly end pleasant when he left. So this is 3 years later, and they end up in the same high school together. So they're both 16, I think. So yeah, they both end up at the same school again, and it's about them sort of making up, getting feelings out in the open. This guy here is super hyper and very bouncy, whereas this guy is very expressionless. But he's super popular with the ladies, even though he's not interested. So this is about that. It's a popular series. I enjoyed it. I didn't connect a lot with this guy. He would seem like he'd be a very difficult person to get along with, and he's very protective over this guy. But it's still a good story. I recommend it. Spicy stuff. There's a little bit of it. But yeah, it's a good one shot. There's a lot of characters in this and the My Hero, which sometimes is confusing to remember who's who, like names and stuff. Especially if they kind of look a little bit similar as well. That's the only thing that I will say. But the artwork is really nice. So yeah, it's a lot of coming to terms with feelings and accepting feelings. But yeah, so I recommend it. Like I say, this is the kind of like the prequel before My Hero, which, like I say, I read volumes 1, 2 and 3 last night. I only have these volumes to start with because I thought I'd just get a couple to see how I feel about the storyline. FYI, there is a bit of an age gap, 12 years I think. I know some people can be a bit, they're not thrilled about an age gap storyline. Me, it doesn't bother. So this is about Setagawa, the blonde guy. He is actually a friend. He's actually a friend of this guy. They're sort of in the same class together. And also Hoshiba, the dark-haired guy, who is actually this guy's brother. So this is about their story. So the dark-haired guy, he comes into school as a temp. They've known each other a long time as well. They've known each other for quite a while, obviously with being a friend of the younger brother as well. So it's about their story, and there's some unexpected twists that I wasn't expecting in this so far. It's based around high school, so you can expect quite a bit of drama. It's about their relationship, like I say. It's good so far. There's quite a few volumes out. 12 is coming out, and 13 is available for pre-order. So it's about their sort of feelings. This guy, the dark-haired guy, he's quite open with his feelings. Well, fairly open with his feelings, and this guy is sort of gay panicking, should I say, about things and what could happen. What would happen if people found out that these two were getting closer. It is an anime. It's a super popular anime as well, so you may have heard of this. But yeah, I recommend checking it out. Like I say, age gap could be a bit of an issue for some people, so just keep that in mind. There's some spicy stuff happening, just FYI as well. But yeah, I'm gonna check out the other volumes as well anyway, because I want to see where the story goes and see what else happens as well. So yeah. I probably wouldn't recommend this if you're like super new to BL, because I think some people will find this a little bit problematic. Just FYI as well. So next we have Seaside Stranger. So I've got volume 1. I also have volume 2, although I've not read this one yet, but I will soon. So there's a movie. The anime is a movie. I will say this about manga, that I'm not super stoked when like a time hop situation sort of happens in a storyline. I get really anxious and I just think, oh my god, all of that time spent apart, blah blah blah. I get really anxious with that, which is kind of what happens in Seaside Stranger. So this is about Shun, which is this guy that's standing here. He's gay and he's sort of being shunned by his family, so he's actually living with his aunt on this little island. And on this little island he notices this other guy regularly goes to the beach and just sits looking out at the ocean. He doesn't seem to have any friends. He doesn't seem to ever want to go home either. And so that's Maya, this guy here. His story is kind of sad, about like why he goes to the ocean and just like sits staring at the ocean until sundown. They end up meeting, getting close together. There's a little bit of spice, and it's just one of those stories where you just want them to be happy together. So it's one of those. Like I said, I've got the second volume here. Pre-orders up until volume 5 are available, and I believe we're getting all 5 this year, which is great. I love that. Volumes coming out quick, which is great. So I recommend this one. It's cute story. Like I say, you just want them to be happy together. That's all you want for them. So it's about their life on this little island. Okay, next we have something from Tokyo Pop, which I will say Tokyo Pop does really great in their licensing. They do a lot of one-shots as well, so if you are looking for something BL related that you can get through fairly quickly, then I definitely recommend checking out Tokyo Pop's one-shots as well. So we have this one, Dekaboko Sugar Days, and their sequel, Dekaboko Bittersweet Days, just came out as well. These two are great. I believe that this is it now for their story. So this is about childhood friends, Rue, I'm going to call him Rue. His childhood friends with Matsukaze. He's quite athletic, however, he wishes he was taller because his childhood friend is super tall. And he's super cute as well. I love his friend. So they have been childhood friends forever, and it's about those two sort of realising feelings together, finding it hard to express the feelings as well. But these two are absolutely adorable together. So this is about like their school life, you know, and finishing school. And then this is about what they do once they've graduated, finding jobs and all of that stuff. And it wraps up their story pretty well with like what happens sort of throughout their life. Well, sort of after graduating, getting into adult life, settling down into jobs and together. It's super cute, bit of a time hop, which made me super anxious in the second volume. But I highly recommend this. Super cute, love the artwork as well. The characters are really good. You do want to sort of like scream at them a couple of times. But yeah, I highly recommend this as well. A little bit, quite a bit of spice actually, but it is fairly censored-ish. And then next, another Tokyo Pop one. This is a Not So Lonely Planet travel guide. Oh my god, these two, adorable. So there's volume 2 as well, which I haven't read this yet. I'm eager to get into this. If you're new to BL, I recommend something like this. This is it sets it well for what same-sex couples could face while they're out in the world. So they go traveling around the world together, and they meet a bunch of different people. They're in a bunch of different scenarios while they're traveling around the world, meeting different people, seeing different places. So this is Asahai. This guy, he is super he's anxious, he worries, he likes things to be you know, he's the guy to have an itinerary when he goes out, and has everything planned down right to the last detail. He must know where he's going, what time he needs to be there, and he stresses if things aren't going according to plan. Like, that's his character. His boyfriend Mitsuki, this guy here, he is the complete opposite. He's so laid back. He's like, yeah, we'll be fine, we'll just have fun, we'll travel around the world, it'll be amazing. He's so laid back, and I think they work really well together because they kind of keep each other in check a little bit. And this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity that they do, that they go out and explore the world together. And they said, Asahai, he says that he will marry his boyfriend if they go on a worldwide trip together. And he's super cute so far. Like I say, there's no like spicy stuff in there. It's just really nice, sort of getting to know who they are together as well, exploring different cultures. It's a really nice story so far. Like I say, there is volume 2. I believe from what I've seen that this is ongoing as well. Country of Origin, I believe, has a 3rd volume. Could be wrong, but it's ongoing, I'm sure of it. Which I can't wait to see more of their story together. Super cute. So like, this is a great one to introduce yourself to that sort of BL world, and see some beautiful illustrations of the world as well. It's great. So yeah, definitely recommend that. Continuing on with the one-shots, we have I'm Looking for Serious Love. So this is a fairly new release as well from Tokyo Pop. So this is about a country bumpkin and a city guy. So the country bumpkin moves into the city, and his next door neighbour is seems to be a bit of a ladies' man, you know, gets round, he's like the cool kid, you know, very popular. And the country bumpkin is a little bit out of his depth, going to uni. So it's about them two, their relationship, what they get up to. It's a fun little one shot. It's quite spicy. Consensus, consent can be a bit of a blurry thing in this one to start with. But yeah, I recommend this. There's also a bit of stalking, a bit of drug use in this as well, just FYI. But Tokyo Pop is really good at doing their trigger warnings. So they have all their trigger warnings on the back here, which makes it super simple to quickly just check the back, see if it's something that is, you know, is a bit of a no-no, or whether it's something that you would be interested in. So this is definitely a mature read, 18 plus, but it's well worth checking out, I think. And then next we have a series that I have been eager to get into for flipping ages. However, I made a big order in end of December, beginning of January, and they ended up cancelling half of my order, and saying that, oh, it's a computer glitch, we can't actually send you these, which was kind of annoying because I'd had volume 3 on order with them, which was stopping me from being able to read the whole series. But finally managed to get volume 3, and that is for Twittering Birds Never Fly. So this is 1 through 6 so far. There's plenty of trigger warnings for this. Definitely plenty of trigger warnings for this. This is about a masochist, which is this guy, Yoshihiro, and Demiki, this guy here. So Yoshiro is he's a very powerful man, sort of in the Yakuza world. So lots of gangsters, mafia type situations, and Dominique, he gets hired as a bodyguard randomly enough, and he falls head over heels for Yoshiro. But Yoshiro is a masochist. He's very much doesn't care about other people's feelings. And he gets himself around quite a lot. He gets himself around quite a lot with other people. So there's this incident that happens. There's sets off all kinds of drama. You may have heard of this because there's anime that's super popular as well. I've not actually watched it. This is an ongoing series. I feel like we're probably going to have to wait till next year to get volume 7 because volume 6 came out earlier this year. And it's one of these where like I just could not stop turning the pages. Slightly confused about some stuff that was happening with like names of people, people looking a little bit similar. So it's one that you probably have to read a couple of times to really get like the plot and what's going off and who's done what and betrayal going off here, there and everywhere. But I highly recommend it if that's your sort of thing with darker themes. There's like drug use, masochistic behaviour, consent issues that are a bit blurry. But it's a really good story, so I do recommend that. So I do recommend it if you need something that's a little bit more intense in your reading. Okay, and then lastly for what I enjoyed, this one blew me away. I don't know what I was expecting, but it exceeded those expectations. So this is MADK, so there's volume 1 and volume 2. So I will say right off the bat, this is not for everyone. Not everyone's going to enjoy this, and it's probably going to be a minority of people that enjoy this. It is a horror, and it has some very questionable things happening, especially the first chapter in this, which I knew was going to be a bit out there, a bit outside of the box, but after the first chapter I was like, what have I got myself into? But it was great. I don't think you'll have anything like this in your collection. I cannot think of anything that is even similar to this, which is amazing to find, and it's amazing that it's being published and made available to anyone that wants to read it. So this is about Makoto, which is this boy, if you can, well, this guy here that you can sort of see. He has some very interesting interests. So he likes cult things, he likes demons. So he has some very interesting hobbies and what he likes. One day he decides, you know what, I'm going to do a ritual and summon a demon to give me what I want, which is exactly what he does. And he summons this demon, Jay. So he summons this demon, Jay, which you can also sort of see here. Makoto says, I want to eat a demon. Please grant me this wish and I shall give you my soul. So Jay does that. He lets him eat him in exchange for his soul. So he takes him back to the underworld to live amongst demons and to become a demon. And I think a really interesting concept in this manga is that there's a hierarchy between demons, and you can only say a demon's full name if you're at the same level or higher than that demon. If you're not and you speak their name, then they die, essentially, which I think is quite an interesting concept as well. 2 volumes are out so far. It is ongoing. I believe you can get it online. That there's 17 chapters in total already published online. But I'm hoping that they carry it on and they publish it in physical, because it's such an interesting like concept, and things happening. Definitely, like I say, not for the faint of heart. Read the trigger warnings, because it's not going to be for everyone. Like I say, it's a horror. But yeah, I love it. I love this creator's work, like the artwork as well. Jay is one of the most beautiful demons. It's very sophisticated. If you can see here, so that's Jay. Just look at the artwork, beautiful. So yeah, I cannot wait for volume 3 whenever that may happen. This creator actually does have another book that's going to be coming out later this year, which is a volume 1 and 2. I think they're going to print in an omnibus edition of short stories between humans and non-human things, and demons again, mythical creatures, I think it says. So I'm super excited for that to come out later this year as well. But yeah, if you want something different, something outside of the box, then I highly recommend this one. Like, go and pick this up. Like, it's very interesting. And there we have it. That is my picks, things that stood out to me from since our last video. I hope that you guys have been enjoying this sort of like just sit down chit chat videos, talking about mangas. Like I say, something that I'm really interested in, so I'd love to hear any of your suggestions and recommendations that you've got, and I'd be sure to check it out if I haven't already. I would really like to keep this series going as well, so it would really help me out if you did like the videos, if you did enjoy them. I do have TikTok as well, which I'll link down below, and I that is exclusively sort of manga content that I've been doing on there, just like short quick videos of like hauls, recommendations, little manga challenges, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely go and check that out. I will do another one, another manga video of what I've been reading, maybe my TBR list, and I want to do another video of my recommendations for like BL, like if you're new to BL, some more like wholesome, gentle, easygoing recommendations, and as well as if you want something hardcore, smart, or loads of trigger warnings, I want to do another video like that as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye everyone!